Browns by 30.
So even if the Steelers lose, they can't drop lower than a 3 seed.
So it doesn't matter.
They'll have home field for their first game, and regardless.
And Cleveland needs to win, and just came off a stinker. So it's at Cleveland. The line was 6.5. I'd be shocked if it didn't move to 8 to 8.5. I'll take Cleveland.
I would assume so. So Jared Goff had surgery yesterday to stabilize his right thumb that he broke and dislocated on Sunday, and he'll be out for the Rams' last regular season game. Sean McVay said Goff could return for the playoffs if their season continues past this week. Backup John Wolford is in line to get his first NFL start Sunday against the Cardinals. If the Rams lose to the Cardinals, they need the Bears to lose to the Packers to still make the playoffs.
I think that's going to happen. I think the Rams are going to lose to the Cardinals. And Green Bay is going to beat Chicago.
Well, I mean, similar to what I just said with the Steelers game, I think it's now, the Cardinals should win this game. If Goff is not out there, John Wolford's getting his first start.
You know what I thought was
they
amazing?
Win this game.
I saw a story either today or yesterday. It was like, but he'll be available for the playoffs. I'm like,
Sean McVay is saying he could return for the playoffs.
So you break your thumb as a quarterback and you're fine 2 weeks later? That doesn't even sound right. I mean,
modern medicine, I don't know. They're saying he could do it. I mean, he's not obviously not going to be 100%, but it's the playoffs, so if he can play through it, then they're going to make it happen. He's also optimistic, McVay is, that Cam Akers will be able to return from his high ankle sprain this week, but they're uncertain if he's going to be able to play on Sunday as well. So, there's a ton of playoff implications in this weekend. This is basically an additional wild card weekend with all the winner home games.
Sunday is going to be crazy. It's going to feel like 6 playoff games.
You essentially have to watch every single game.
Chicago Green Bay is a playoff game for the Bears.
And it's the same for the Cardinals. So the Cardinals have to win. Yeah. I'm with you, though. I think the Rams lose and the Bears lose, and they still get in. So Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers have been neck and neck in the MVP race for weeks, and Mahomes was in the lead. But according to Fox Bet, Rodgers has now moved ahead of Mahomes as the favorite to win at minus 250.
Yes.
This comes after his 4-touchdown game in the Packers win over the Titans Sunday. This is also the first time this season that Fox Bet has had Rodgers as the odds-on favorite to win the award.
Yeah, I think he feels. I'll tell you another thing. I mean, these guys are all great. The ease in which Aaron Rodgers is playing. Like, he makes it. I think I've told this story before on the air. I remember watching Michael Jordan in the finals against the Phoenix Suns, the Charles Barkley finals. And I was sitting with a girlfriend. And I remember saying to her, it's just so easy for him to score 38. Like, the NBA is filled full of 6'6" guys. I mean, it's like Michael. I mean, Dominique Wilkins could jump higher, and Barkley could almost handle the ball better. And you'd watch Jordan, and you're like, it just shouldn't be this easy to score 38 in a playoff game. You watch Aaron Rodgers, it is like it's a 7-on-7 drill on some Sundays.
He's just in a different zone. And what he has going on with Devontae Adams is just next level. And it's going to go through Lambeau, likely. I mean, they have to determine that this weekend, but I think they're going to handle their business.
How great is this? Baseball helps the big markets because no salary cap. NBA, there are glamour markets, Miami, LA. We could have the playoffs going through Buffalo, Green Bay, and Kansas City. I mean, it's great. I mean, that's or small market New Orleans. Like, if you look at the NFL's secret sauce, little towns in America could host all the playoff games. The big ones.
If you run your organization well, you absolutely can. I mean, you can argue that some of the worst run, but some of the teams that have really been struggling the most are in the biggest cities.
Oh, Washington, Detroit, New York teams. You're absolute. Philadelphia now is kind of a mess. So no, I was thinking about this last night watching Buffalo, and I'm like, this is a little bit of the secret sauce of the NFL, where everybody in America, regardless of where you live, you don't feel you have to overcome anything in the NFL other than let's just not have a crazy owner.
But there's so many elements to it. Like, free agency is so different in the NFL. Like, guys are willing to go to smaller markets to get paid a ton more because your careers are so short.
That's exactly right.
So, like, I can go live in Buffalo for 5 years and, make a couple $100 million. Like, I'm cool with that.
Also, shoe deals in the NBA, it helps to be a Laker.
Yes.
Or a Miami Heat. It does help to be in kind of a glamour market with a Pat Riley,
I do think there's also something, too, and we're seeing this with Josh Allen. If you're not in a major market, the fan base tends to be a little more patient with development.
Yes.
And so they're not
Loyal.
like turnover, new coach, new quarterback, like move these things through. He doesn't come in right away and make a huge difference. There's a little more patience there, and Buffalo's really showed that, because you were just talking about Josh Allen and the steps that he's taken. Would Josh Allen get that kind of patience in Dallas? Would he get that kind of patience as a New York Giant? Like, maybe not. So I think that plays a role in it in the NFL as well. Finally, Notre Dame has the tough task of facing top-ranked Alabama in the playoff on Friday. Can't wait for Friday.
I know.
Just get off work and go watch.
And Ann's not home yet, so I can watch 8 hours of football and nobody yells at me.
You can crack a Corona? Is it going to be a Corona, or is it going to be
I'm inviting friends over.
It actually might be. It's a soup weekend. It's actually quite cold in LA.
Yes.
I know I usually don't talk about the weather in LA because we're very spoiled, but it's quite cold.
Yes.
It's 40 degrees yesterday. That's legit. Anyway, despite being a huge underdog and suffering a blowout loss in the previous playoff appearance, Brian Kelly doesn't think that the Irish have anything to prove.
We're knocking at the door every year, playing really good teams and great opponents, and there's elite football teams. I don't know why this narrative continues to pop up when we're always in the games. No, we haven't won a national championship. That's correct. I'm not changing the record, but we are there every single year, and we are grinding it out just like everybody else.
You play to win the game.
I know, but I do believe, in fairness to Notre Dame, they have a little more to overcome in the recruiting process. I think where they're at now, it's not a ceiling, because if Saban left Alabama, they'd no longer be as good as they were. But I think what Kelly's done is incredibly redeemable. I think they're the best Notre Dame since Lou Holtz, and they've been trying for 25 years to find Lou Holtz. I think Kelly's great.
Yeah, no, he's great. Notre Dame is great, and they've had a wonderful season, and what he's done with their program is incredible.